Warning: the following stream contains flashing effects which may trigger discomfort or seizures for those with photosensitive epilepsy. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome to RPG CAPR, the channel where we cap RPGs of various design, coming to you live from the soda mansion where the bottle caps live and the CO2 bubbles never stop rising. Today we will be resuming Final Fantasy for the Nintendo Entertainment System, with the cap being level 50, and our 4 mages now for Black Wizards, level 25. Let's resume our adventure. Okay, we went through a lot since last stream. We have gotten our 4 party members to level 25. We've promoted their class from Black Mages to Black Wizards. Acquired the airship. And explored a couple brand new continents, some new islands. Completed a dungeon, which was more of a test of courage. Acquired a few spells and some new equipment. So we're going to see how we're going to be doing today. So today we are looking at a minimum of getting our wizards' levels to 28. So before we start heading out into the next leg of our adventure, I need to test something quickly. So our new follower Shane had told me that the pirate ship over here, has the means to dock at the end of a river that meets the ocean, which can also serve as a shortcut to the Castle of Ordeals. I want to give that a quick test run here. I want to see now how our Black Wizards fare in physical combat. Okay. And that's not too bad, all things considered, because I want to save on magic charges if possible. Okay. Alright, this seems promising. Gotta go around this bend here. Yeah, I'm not a fan of saw loggins. Let's get out of here. So we can park over here, it appears. Okay, I'm an idiot. I could have exploited this last stream. I could have saved myself all that trouble and just parked the ship near the end of the river and get right up to the castle itself. Wow. You know, technically, even though I'm not supposed to be here anymore, I just want to give this another quick go-around to test every single path that this castle provides. I mean, I might as well do it since I'm here. So if I were to go this way instead of the others, and it brings me back here, okay. Okay, now we have to deal with the red gargoyles again. I'm gonna give this... See how they fare this time with their class change. This game can get punishing very quickly. And I did not stock up on heals. So that's a boo-boo on my end. Well, can't be helped. We're just gonna have to restock once we get back to town. Okay, we now have a mummy mage. But, undead, they'll take damage from fire. So we would go this way. This brings us back here. Okay, so it just kicks you right out. So let's see what happens when we go this way. Kicks us back all the way over here. Okay, so we got 20,000 G from this. So now we have 20,000 total. Okay, now let's see what's this way. We already know what's in there, so we don't. So let's see what happens when we go in this column. You know, I'm gonna switch back to Fire 2 for this one. Okay, takes me back here. Hang on a minute. Okay, CAPR has the heal step, so I need to exploit that. No, I'm still not playing fuck around and find out with sorcerers. Still not confident. Maybe when I have ribbons or protective rings, I'll give it a chance. But okay, I know this one's the correct path, but I want to see what happens when we go down this one. No, it takes me all the way over here now. Okay, so we got man cats. Gonna give it. Okay, hang on. I want to use this because I need to heal up my mages now. Let's see which elemental magic does the most damage. It's a good thing it's a preemptive strike. Okay, so it only does a basic cure, so it looks like it just only just... Oh, hang on, just want to continue using this. Let's just keep continuously healing up our guys. So this looks like it just casts Cure 1 on my mages. At least I'm getting some decent money out of all this. Okay, here we are back again in this hall. You know what, I don't want to bother with these guys anymore, they give me too much damage. Oh yes, keep cooking my guys alive, why don't you? I am running dangerously low on heals. Only 3 more potions left. But I am determined to check out this castle thoroughly. Let's see what happens if I'm gonna see if I can put him to sleep. Maybe I'll even try Bane. And Bane. Now they can cast fire on me. Oh boy. Now I'm probably gonna get wiped out because of this. Nope, ineffective. Sleep's not effective, Bane's not effective. Well, let's at least... This just sends me all the way back here now. That's everything. Nope, no zombies this time around. We can't run from zombies? Really? Jesus fucking Christ, man. No, looks like I'm done. Well, at least we now know what... At least we now we're able to check out the shortcut that led us up to the castle. So, that's good news. And after that, it had gone in the correct direction. It would have taken me right back up to where the zombie dragons are. So you know what? That's fine. But in any case, at least we were able to check what needed to be checked. But now let's get back to the proper adventure for real. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61. I'm gonna go to 75 here. 62, 63, 64, 65, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, and 75. Okay, let's take a quick look at there. So 75. And, you know what, I'll probably also have to get a couple more houses, too. No, I don't want the cabins, I want the houses. That's almost all my money there. That elf was cruising for a bruising. Anywho, now that we're finally properly stocked up, let's head on. Let's just head out and start doing a little bit more exploration. So we need to build up 50,000 G in order to buy the bottle and rescue the fairy. So we're gonna need to really start making some serious quid here. Okay, I also got my first level 8 charge, but that's cold comfort because I don't have any spells to populate that slot with. And while we're at it, let's take a quick look. So, 21,538, 23,525. Okay, so we really have to start building up some serious good points here if we're going to be getting our levels to the proper limit of 28 for today's session. Let me just see how these cats fare against ice. I think they were surprisingly resistant to fire last time. I wonder if he can fall into a crack if I cast Quake here. Centipede impervious to an earthquake. Alright. So back to the town of Onruk. Okay, what I want to do is I'll just want to rest up in town a bit. Not much in terms of our purse, but I also want to explore the continent a little bit more, too. So we still have a ways to get to 50,000 G. Wait, let me talk to this dragon again. Well, well, I see you have been honored. And how? You know what? Whatever, I'm just gonna use Bane. Frost Gator and a Red Caribbean. I think this time we're just gonna use some fire on these, because we got some alligators here. They're frost enemies, yet they are resistant to fire. Interesting. Well, at least the red carrot took a lot of damage. Okay, let's see what happens if we use lightning on them. So they take more damage from lightning even though they're supposed to be... they're cold-based enemies. At least we got a good payout out of all that. Okay, we're back into the 5 figures. But I'm really not liking the fact that I had to take a lot of damage from that fight, so we're gonna go back to town and rest up as well. Nachos. So we gotta deal with with a nacho now. I'm actually gonna look inside the waterfall this time around, since it seems to be strongly hinted that there's a robot in there. They poison and they hit hard. Something over here. Just more shoreline. Anything over here? Nope, nada. Alright. Targets the weakest member of my party just like that. How much money? Okay, we're slowly getting there. But I don't really want to make another stop back in town, so we're gonna do it like this. Okay, so now we're gonna explore the waterfall for a bit, since we haven't had time to explore it last time. Frost Gator, which is not exactly a frost, but looks just more... I mean, the fact that it's frost is just a mistranslation. It just only looks like it's a frost gator when it's just a regular albino gator. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to relegate VTBR to the bottom row here, because I'm not liking the fact that he's taking so much damage here. We get a regular alligator now. Okay, so it's susceptible to ice, that's good. Oh, you can use the house while in the canoe, that's cool. Alright, going into the secret cave behind the waterfall. Now there's supposed to be a robot in here that we need to hunt down. Here's an interesting take. I'm gonna see if these golems are susceptible to poison smoke. Because stranger things have happened in video games before. Okay, they're not. Okay, so that didn't work. Let's try Quake this time. They should be able to fall into. They should be able to fall into a crevice. Okay, that seemed to work much better. Okay, so I'll probably choose Quake against the Mud Golems here. Okay, this leads to a dead end. Let's turn around. Okay, let's proceed further. Well, the horses are hitting hard. And then another dead end. Hello, how goes FF today? It's going. Well, I pretty much just tested out the little factoid about the fact that I could park the pirate ship at the river end to access the castle of ordeals much more easily, and yeah, it worked. And I feel like a total doofus over it now, because I could have saved myself a lot of walking distance. Well, there's no takebacks now. I'm just gonna have to live with my stupidity over that one. Yep. Fun. Well, anyways, we're just gonna put him... Right now, here we are in the limestone cave behind the waterfall, tracking down the mysterious robot that has taken refuge here. So we're gonna see what he's got. They call him a wizard mummy, but I wonder what kind of spell this mummy can cast. $28,000. We still have ways to go before we can purchase that fairy bottle. But by the time I'm done in here, I'm hoping I will have the money needed to purchase that fairy bottle. Okay, more dead ends over here. How's your day going? In your experience, is the moment where any solo run becomes insanely easy since you get the defense sword ribbon here, so that's protection from all styles, elements, and a free roost cast, and my day has been fine so far, still early. Good to know. The more you know, and knowing is half the battle. Alright, I'll chance one. I'm gonna take one chance against these Paralisks, and I better not regret what I'm doing here. Okay, good thing they're susceptible to ice. I wasn't gonna play fuck around and find out with these enemies inside the volcano, but I want to see how they fare over here. Now we have wizards. But just because we change our classes doesn't mean we still can't get wiped. Okay, they did leave behind a good payout, so I'm satisfied on that front. So today, I'm aiming at getting my wizards here to level 28. I mean, even though we changed classes, the leveling system is still the same requirement. Snorting Darkness. Okay, more dead ends, so let's keep going. Also, I'm pretty much got my work cut out for me this weekend. Have to go visit my dad and have his income taxes worked on. Then I also have to forward some legal documents over to an attorney because he's got some issues with a credit union who to him he accuses stole his money a decade ago. Even though the credit unions vehemently denies they did any such thing, but now my dad needs to seek some legal counsel in this. So I gotta forward all these documents that he has in relation to the paper trail that he has with the credit union and scan and mail them to this attorney at law to see if anything can be done, if he has even a somewhat semblance of a case. Personally, I don't think he's gonna be able to take this matter to court, but again, I guess it's gonna I can't convince him. It's up to this attorney to determine whether or not he can have a case here. Okay, I didn't think that was necessary to do. Okay, so here we are in one lone chamber. There's the robot that was stated had landed here. And we enter the chamber to be greeted by a horde of mummies. Alright, let's cook a few corpses and then talk with this robot here. Hello to everybody else that just came in, here in RPG CAPR, live from the soda mansion where the CO2 bubbles never stop rising, playing Final Fantasy for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Cap being level 50, but today's leveling goal will be to 28 before we call session. Don't be shy, say hi, let me know how things are. We're pretty much just trying our best to stay alive here. 1,001. Okay, at least we got a good payout. Credit unions are ruthless. They get a chance to rip you off. I remember once I accidentally overdrew my account with PayPal, and then PayPal kept trying to renew Netflix. Every time I tried credit union, did not charge an ad like a $200 charge to my account just for Netflix trying. By the time I noticed that I was going out, I was owed like $1,200. That's crazy, man. Did you at least have to get on? Did you have to go down in person to the credit union and tell them to knock it off? And did you also Did you also speak with an attorney about this to see if they can legally do that to you? Okay, I found a wizard staff and a ribbon. Cool. So ribbons defend against all status ailments. 13,450. That's nice. 6,400 G. 5,000 G. Nice. And a defense sword. They can legally do it to you, unfortunately, so that I had to pay. Even though PayPal kept trying to renew Netflix. Did you let PayPal know that you did not want a renewal as well? Okay, so we got a defense. Okay, so there is another thing I can equip here, the wizard staff. So it's 16 and 44. 16 and 44. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this brings up my wizard's damage stat by 5 points. So at least now I have some of the trade away the silver knife with. Let's take another look at here. No. I'm gonna put this over here. Oh, I could have also sold off a few things too. Okay, I'm gonna give Retro this ribbon here. And a trade. Okay, so the baseball cap can be swapped. We could swap the cap for the baseball cap for the ribbon. Let me just check his stats. So 2466. Okay, so it doesn't really change his absorb evade, but ribbons are there to help defend against status ailments. So this is very important. So I'm gonna keep this, and the cap can be ditched later on. Wait, let's talk to the robot here. Take this cube. With it, you can transfer to the floating castle. Please. Okay, so he gives me the cube, and now with it I can go into the floating castle where basically where the next dungeon is. Cube. Colors gather and swirl in the cube. And due to all this, I owed $80 to PayPal, which was insanely hard to pay back since they wanted that debt paid off only a specific bank 4 hours away from my location. They wanted you to use a specific bank to pay off that debt? Never actually did get around to paying that back, so I'm still getting called by creditors, but that's really all they could do, as this was like 4 years ago. Saskatchewan law prevents them from taking me to court for a debt if more than 2 years have passed. Okay, I think if PayPal is forcing you to use a specific bank with them, I just actually find that ludicrous even by business standards. They can't just simply force you to use a specific bank just because they have good rapport with a specific bank, unless I'm looking at this from a wrong angle. Okay, so we're being greeted by mummies and cockatrices here, so we gotta get rid of these guys so we can leave this stupid chamber. And that's the end of the mummy. Well, if you're not required to pay back that bill now that it's been more than 2 years, I mean, it's up to you with how you want to handle it. because creditors and credit unions are being very shady with these tactics here. But you would think there would be some legislation that could put the kibosh on these types of things, but it depends on just how much influence they have with your elected officials. But then again, we're diving into some serious deep debt political territory here, and I personally don't really like to discuss politics on this channel if it can be helped. But if it does come down to it, then we gotta just stay a little reasonable here over this matter. But let's just keep it. If we're gonna discuss politics, let's keep it within reason, people. That's all I'm just saying. Nope. But that's okay. That's okay, Shane. I'm not dunking on you right now for what I'm just saying. I'm just pointing this out with the rest of my viewers here. Also, I am pretty groggy right now, so it may also take into consideration that I may not be fully focused on today's. Oh, why did I select this? See, I'm still groggy. I want to see what the wizard staff does here, so we'll just give that a try for today's battle. How are things going in Saskatchewan, by the way? I mean, here's a thing I just want to add. My dad had a debt with Shaw a few years back. Since we're pretty much on the subject of debt, he owed nearly $500 to them after he pretty much canceled service because they just kept raising the price on his service. And while he paid off his final debt with Shaw, they still wanted my dad to pay off like one more bill just before they sever ties with him for good. But so the actual amount came to what was realistically like $473. But my dad refused to pay that amount because he said that that was it. He'd already paid off his final bill with Shaw, and he didn't want them charging him anymore. And but the thing is that Shaw did not like that, so they just kept sending him notices in the mail that he had to pay his bill or they were going to pursue legal action. And my dad's pretty much just ignored it. He just put all those notices through the paper shredder and said that if they wanted to take him to court, they're welcome to take him to court because he's already paid off all of his bills with Shaw, and he's just going to let them know that, and he's going to let the court know that they're unfairly targeting him for bill payment. Now, I don't think that's how it really works in the business-wise, but you have to understand, my dad was pretty much in his late 70s at this point, and he was already very senile. He wasn't gonna just let himself get pushed around by a big corporation, and he was fully prepared to go to court. So the notices just kept coming in. Debt collection offices kept calling the house for about a good couple years. And this was like happening like every couple days in the house, and we just let the phone ring. My dad just didn't give a damn. He refused to pick up the phone. He ordered me not to pick up the phone. Hang on, I gotta use the house. He told me not to pick up the phone, and we just let the calls just come in. Then there was like threatening legal threats that just started coming in the mail, and to let the both of us know that this matter will be taken to court if you did not pay up. And my dad's like, bring it on. I'll see them in court for this unauthorized bill. And he literally just called their bluff on this. And interestingly enough, the matter did not get taken to court. The phone calls kept going on for another year or so, but at some point, Shaw just stopped calling the house. So they decided they were just going to write off the $473 bill owing to them. But in all honesty, I mean, $473 is just peanuts. Peanuts to their revenue compared to what they make from their customers every single day in terms of service provisions. In terms of like everyday service provisions, namely the internet, the TV, smartphone service, the works. If the debt is small enough, they won't take you to court since legal fees cost a lot, so they lose more money than it's worth. Yeah, that's a good point to know. Okay, so we're back in Onlac. I had 48 heals, 83,000. So I'm just gonna stock up on some more heal potions while I'm here. Okay, so 49, 50. Stock up on a couple houses as well since I'm here. So, yeah, I mean, if it's a very tiny debt, I mean, I think they just like to use these types of scare tactics just to force you to pay up. I mean, it's not like the Mafia where they'll send over, they're just gonna send over one of their thugs to break your kneecaps if you didn't pay up. And even by that kind of decree, it doesn't even work, because if you break somebody's kneecaps, I mean, how do you expect them to pay their bill? I mean, their kneecaps are broken. So the Mafia would pretty much just take possession of your personal establishment or your way of life until your debt to them is paid off in full. Now, I'm not saying that people should try and play fuck around and find out with the Mafia, but that's just what I'm going on here. Okay, let's just take a look. How much we have? 71 heals, 10 pure. I'm not gonna bother restocking on softs or pures. I mean, I guess I could. You know what? 3 more heals, and we're just gonna get out of here after that. Okay, get some more of these. I'll probably just load up 5 more pure potions, because I don't have ribbons for all 4 of my wizards, and as a matter of fact, if I recall correctly, you can only get 3 ribbons in this game, not a full 4. Let's just take a look here. Okay, so we're short 1 more heal, so I'm just gonna get 1 more of that, so the game does not keep me occupied inside that potion shop any more than I absolutely have to. Let's go rest up in the inn, and then let's go buy that bottle. Because we need the Oxyel if we're just going to go down to the Mermaid Shrine. Okay, so we do have the money that's needed, so off to the Oasis we go. And hello to everybody else that just came in. You're in RPG Capper, where we cap RPGs for a living. And today's game is Final Fantasy for the Nintendo Entertainment System. The cap being level 50, and for today's session we are going to be raising our 4 black wizards to level 28. Also, I had to start my stream a little bit later than usual today because I kind of got caught up in Zolfar's subathon. I mean, he has a subathon going on his page, and I just wanted to check it out, since I consider Zolfar a good friend, and I'm also grateful to him for the Jankuary event back in January, where I was playing Highlight for the Nintendo Entertainment System, and the views that I got for that stream were more than enough to help me get affiliate status, so I'm very much grateful. I'm just very much grateful for Zolfar for giving me that opportunity. So I just wanted to give him I just wanted to humor him for a bit. So we do have our first level up to 26 with RPG, but that's because he takes the less amount of experience to level up with. We don't have synchronized We don't have synchronized leveling as we did before, because that got ruined by a pack of scorpions early on in the game. Okay, so we gotta be over here now. Trolls in the desert. Well, let's cook a few more trolls and make things hotter for them than they already are. So, okay, we picked up another key item, the cube, which will be used to enter the floating castle, where the Sky Warriors once occupied. CAPR is now up. RTRO has to go up next. Okay, going back here. Bottle for 50,000. Okay, so we got the bottle. So here it is. Pop! A fairy appears, then is gone. Okay, so the fairy now returns back to her spring in the town of Gaia. And we are ambushed by a pack of wild tigers, and they are critting me. Okay, let's just poison these tigers right now. I'm not in the mood to be engaging any further with them. Okay, so yeah, let's just see what this. So far is going on with this little subathon. That's cool and all. But again, I am here for a scheduled stream, so I just gotta do my stream here today. Also, I am also getting pretty damn hungry, but you know what, that's fine. I can stave it off for a few more hours until everything is done. Okay, we don't have RTRO up to level 26 just yet. Anything over here? Nope. So I'm just going to explore the land a little bit more, since we're still relatively new to the Manta Ray continent. Okay, we got ourselves a Cerebus and an Ogre Mage. Okay, so now they got themselves a little attack called Scorchy Scorch. So in other news, I mean, while this weekend I have to help my dad with his legal troubles and his income taxes, next week I also have to meet him again to celebrate Easter. Because it's not just Easter I'm celebrating with him, but I'm also celebrating Easter with the neighbors, because our neighbors are pretty much deeply religious, and they do the proper observances. Okay, so now all 4 of my black wizards are at level 26. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a house to save this progress. Okay, we gained an additional level 8 charge. Okay, so now what we're going to be looking at is getting our guys. We're going to put our guys into the underwater shrine now, but I need the Oxio. I'm going to see if I can choke out this Ankylosaurus. In the original Japanese, this character is called a Bulette, and for some strange reason they decided to rename it as Ankylo, or Ankylosaurus. The Ankylo, which is Ankylosaurus for short. Okay, he can't seem to choke. So I have a pretty busy month, and also next week is going to be very, very tight, because because I can only run my streams from my roommate's house, but and I can't really take the laptop with me when I'm visiting my dad, because he has his own laptop. It's not the fact that I don't really want my dad to use a laptop, I just feel like if he has a laptop that still works, he could just use that until it dies out, then he has no other choice but to use mine. Okay, this is really not working, so I'm just gonna beat feet. I may need to rack up some more powerful spells in the meantime. Anyways, let's head on off. Okay, so we're already done checking over this area, so let's just roll our way back to town. Okay, so we have to go. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead back to Onrek just to rest up, and then we're gonna head back to Gaia to pick up the Oxio from the ferry. Then it's back to Onrek again to access the underwater shrine. Well, that did some decent damage to that gator. We got 5 viewers in here. Hello to everybody that came in. Okay. So, and also in other news, I'm still gearing up for my science fiction literary convention that's happening in my city next month. And I have some good friends of mine who had put in some orders for some pinball prizes because I'm running pinball machines at this convention. So, I also closed the poll just recently for in terms of what pinball machines people want to see at the convention. And I don't know if it's already been stated, but I'll state it again anyway. The winning machines are Dungeons and Dragons, the Tyrant's Eye, the John Wick machine, Jaws, which is the premium model, by the way, and Batman 66. The 1966 being the Adam West Batman series. There's a pinball machine based off it, and it's actually pretty damn fun. So, I'm getting some prizes that are in theme to the machine. So I'm getting a John Wick action figure, a giant Jaws plushie doll, some metallic Dungeons and Dragons action figurines, and and a small-scale replica Batmobile toy, based on the 1966 Batman TV series, mind you. So these will be some prizes that will be... So I am going to run a pinball tournament at the convention, and these are going to be a few of the prizes that can be won. Other prizes will just be some custom art boxes that my roommates are making. Let's see, what else? And I'm also going to do some prize shopping with another friend of mine. We're at a comic book shop, because they also have some good prizes that can be in theme with the prizes... would there have been themed with the machines. So I could look for some more John Wick stuff, some more Jaws related stuff, Dungeons and Dragons for sure, but I can... Okay, that wizard staff can only do 14 damage. And he can poison. Alright, let me just see what happens when I use it as an item. I'm gonna try freezing this wyvern and see what happens. So yeah, there's that, and of course the convention itself is set to take place on the May long weekend, which is like May 16th to 18th, which in Canada is like the Victoria Day long weekend, but that's, by tradition, that is when the convention is held every single year. And we are pretty much holding it at the Hilton Airport Suites, just near the airport, so if anyone's coming in by air, it wouldn't be much of a drive to get to the hotel. And the hotel's being pretty gracious as well in terms of storing the pinball machines. But here's the thing, the distributor of the pinball machines, he wants... Okay, he's not going to be able to be around for the weekend to help do some maintenance work on the machines. Instead, he's got his son that's going to be doing it. And I have to pretty much let him know that I may need to have his son show up, even at odd hours of the day or night, to come and fix those machines if something happens to them, because otherwise I cannot run a tournament off them. But we'll see if his son has just enough work discipline to do something like that, because if he doesn't, that would be a waste of time and a waste of my money. And I will be putting an award in towards his dad. But you know what? I'm hoping it does not come to that. his son, I've met his son, he seems like a pretty cool guy. So I'm definitely gonna put my full trust in him. I want to see how they do fare against lightning. Okay, that seems promising. Okay, another 879 experience acquired. Frost Giant. You know what? I'm gonna try this. What'd you guys have for lunch, if you don't mind me asking? I mean, it's pretty much the lunch hour where I am. Okay, whatever that was supposed to do didn't have any effect. I'm gonna give it another try to see what it does. You haven't eaten lunch yet? Yep, and neither have I. Stomach's grumbling, but you know what? I could stave it off. I mean, I think my roommates may have made some lasagna, so I'm probably gonna have some lasagna once I'm done here. If not, it's probably just gonna be some chips and maybe get a bag of like tortilla chips and some salsa and just snack, and then have that serve as lunch. Let me skip it because I'm gonna make tacos for supper, so I might wanna go into a large appetite. Cool. Tacos rock, man. Tacos rock. I tend to have tacos, if whenever I get the chance, I'll pretty much just make tacos if I have the ingredients that way. I don't have to wait till Taco Tuesday to do it. Okay, that's one worm down. Okay, alright. Okay, this one did not fall. Let me see what defense does here. I'm gonna try making use of ice. So we get a lot of dragons out in these parts. Okay, so defense casts ruse. That's cool. So then I'm just gonna keep activating this. Yep, and he missed. Okay, so defense is defense casts ruse here. So I'll just keep it with me. Bonk that worm dead. Okay, so let's go to the tail of the manta here. And cross over to Gaia. Easy circumversion. How much money have I acquired? 39,000. I'm still relatively short from buying another gold ring. Every year on my birthday, I notice someone close to me making a taco salad. Nothing fancy, just ground beef, old El Paso seasoning, lettuce, tomatoes, shredded cheese, not confused, Doritos, and Catalan dressing. Oh, that sounds wonderful. It's pretty good, but I only eat it on my birthday, so I'm going to gorge myself on it. If I didn't limit it to once a year, I'd make it to 37. Catalan dressing, I gotta give that a try, because usually whenever if I was to have a taco salad, I'd just ask for the Cholula sauce and or Frank's hot sauce, whatever they have, and just douse my salad with it, because I love a good hot sauce. I love a good hot sauce. Okay, so we're nicely rested up. Okay. Oh yeah, so I can sell off a few more things in store now that I no longer have any particular need for a few other items. Okay, so the silver bangle from CAPR and the iron gauntlet from VTBR is not needed. That's gone. Okay, and let's take another look. Okay, we don't... The baseball cap is not needed anymore by Retro either. It's only worth a measly 40 gold, but money's money. I have a little heat tolerance, so I rarely use hot sauce. I never got the appeal of sriracha. I find it completely overpowered. Anything it's put on, so all you taste is sriracha. Well, that's... okay. Well, that's an interesting view of that, Shane, because I personally do like sriracha sauce. Every time I'm at an Asian restaurant, or any Thai restaurant, I always make sure to douse my my stir-fried chicken or egg rolls with sriracha sauce. I mean, it's just the way it is with me. I love that stuff. So I'm gonna get rid of this because I don't need this anymore. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, so we're now oh yeah, I don't need the ice sword either because that doesn't do anything. So we're gonna hawk this off. Okay, that's some good money. Right. Okay, we got all that out of the way. We got all that out of the way. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go visit with the fairy to collect the Oxyale. I mean, I wonder if the pirate's gonna say something different. Nope, he still has this delusion that that the fairy's bottled and sold to the caravan. Okay, whatever. Let's keep going. Okay, so the fairy's back at her spring. That pirate trapped me in the bottle. I will draw Oxyale from the bottom of the spring for you. Thank you for saving me. Remember, Oxyale will give you air. Okay. Oxyale. The Oxyale furnishes fresh air. Okay, got the Oxyale, so I'm ready to go to the underwater shrine. Okay, wait. I want to first rest up in the inn so I can make this official. And how much? I got one house. I can probably. No, you know what? I'm probably good for houses right now. If I need to restock, I'll restock back in the town of Onrek. Also, as a matter of fact, I want to collect 50,000 G so I can purchase another gold ring. So I'm just going to wander around here a bit until I have a full 50,000 G. We no longer have to worry about the bottle, that part is done, and we are greeted with a Tyrannosaurus. No, as a matter of fact, this is a fake Tyrannosaurus. This is an Allosaurus. The T-Rex is a rare encounter. You actually get to meet the T-Rex, and he has a blue palette, like this quote-unquote Tyro here, but unlike the Tyro, the T-Rex is a very rare encounter. You have to wander around the Yanakurum Desert for maybe an hour or so before you get to encounter it. Let me see if I can pretty much poison this Allosaurus, which the game incorrectly still refers to as a Tyrannosaurus. Yes, the T-Rex is in the desert, and it's like the 100th encounter on the encounter table. So you can't poison the Allosaurus. Okay, let me see if I can... No, I want to see if I can cast Quake on this guy. He should be susceptible to earthquakes because it's a land walker. Yeah, it's the T-Rex in the desert, and it's like the 100th encounter on the encounter table. Still ineffective. Okay, I'm gonna have to use this now. I'm gonna try putting this one to sleep to see if that works. So we're just gonna Okay, he missed me on that one. I can't even put this bastard to sleep. Okay, let's bring on the Ice Age to this walking dino. Okay, that's a good starting hit. Because I want to at least take out one Tyro if possible. One interesting thing is that encounters in this game are not truly random. Every tile set in the game has a specific order the encounters happen in. A hard reset resets the encounter table, but like fight number 1, if you're in front of a Cornelius Goblins, but fight number 1 if you're on the ocean is always Kaizoku's. Yeah, I've learned of that. So it's not a true... Yeah, it is not truly random. I don't think true randomization in the game series didn't start until... I think Final Fantasy IV? Okay, that's only 846 points. If I go back to town, that's almost all my money. Let me go to the Hawks. Let me go to the lower jaw of the Hawk. Let's bolster him up. I like Kaizoku's anyway, because early on in the game, and when you face them, they do leave behind very good money. Which is understandable, because they're pirates. Okay. I do want a full 50,000 so I can get another gold ring. Okay, I think that's good enough. Alright, so we're gonna exit Hawks Beak Cove. Look, the 20th and 40th fights in the encounter table are War Mech, but only if you reach that number of counters, when you reach the bridge. I've heard, yeah, War Mech. When you encounter that machine, you better be ready, cause once that thing launches its nuclear missiles at you, oh, you're fucked. Okay, let's give the gold. Okay, so retro here, so 24 and 66. 30. Wait, let me just go back here again. 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that bolsters him up by 9 points. Yeah, let's get rid of this. Okay, so now I'm gonna stop at the inn to rest up, so we have a little bit more protection for our wizards now. Okay, so we're done with that. Now let's head to the underwater shrine. I'm gonna park my airship at the tail of the manta ray, because I do want to earn some more experience points as I go along. But not from this guy. That one we're gonna ignore. And he took a swing and a miss. I always get jumped by saber-toothed tigers. Well, I guess it's understandable since cats are pretty agile. But whatever. I need any excuse possible to level up my guys to 28 today, so we do need to really keep the encounters up. And after all, I can isolate my houses and also rest up in the inn in Onruk. Super easy to gain gold quickly. Yeah, and it's also the best payout in the game in terms of experience points as well. Since War Mech ironically, is stronger than the final boss. And it is a bit of a Final Fantasy tradition to have one enemy in the game who is not the final boss, but is stronger than the final boss. And Warmech for this game fits the bill. Yeah, the very first secret uber boss of Final Fantasy. Cook up a few trolls now. Oh boy, I'm getting a little bit nervous about next month's convention because I've got a lot of work to do. It's not just about booking the machines for the convention, but I also have to get a lot of... I gotta print out... I gotta make posters, I gotta print out posters, I gotta print out sign-up sheets, score sheets, leaderboard sheets. The works. Also have to check in with my friend who's got some leftover prizes from last year's pinball tournament sitting in her house to see if those prizes are still in her possession. Okay, scratch one Frost Giant. At least the experience payouts are becoming much more acceptable, so I wouldn't have to feel like I'm spending hours and hours grinding. But we will not be given that same privilege for future games, because future games tend to wrap up the grind significantly. I mean, if you really want to cap in the next game, Final Fantasy II for the Famicom, that... you better be willing to be in it for the long haul, because you have not only all your weapon skills you gotta cap, but also all your magic skills too, and that's across your 4 main cast members. So you gotta hope you got a good strategy for grinding in that game, or you're gonna be on that game for years. Okay, here we are back in Onruk. 75 heals, that'll stay. I can load up on a few more pure potions and probably one house. I'll take one more house and stock up on a few more pures. Magic takes forever to max in FF2. Stats aren't too bad thanks to the swap spell basically being cheat mode. I don't know if I would call it a cheat. It's just more like a legal exploit in this game, because cheating is when you probably just put in like a specific Game Genie code, or you just hack the game just to make it work in a specific method for you. And it's not the result of an original programming oversight. I mean, which is why I would not technically consider grinding at the Peninsula Power to be cheating, because that's just part of the original game feature exploit, which Nasir pretty much refused to correct when the original Final Fantasy went to market. And, okay, so... But Final Fantasy II does have your work cut out for you. That's why I've said it's basically cheat mode. Yes, but I think in this particular instance, I believe the fandom will let that slide because of the fact that it's just there. It's just there. Anywho, let's talk to the maiden here. Warriors, you have Oxio. The mermaids wait, please help them. And she disappears and leaves me with the barrel sub. Okay, so here we are in the Underwater Shrine, which is the next big dungeon. Now, I also gotta make sure that Lit 3 is at full charge, because Lit 2 and Lit 3 are both at full charge because I absolutely need these spells to work. Sea Snake. Okay. Final Fantasy II is a very broken game. So many ways to cheat your way through it, especially on the NES. Yeah. Such as beating the shit out of your party members to build up physical attack resistance and HP and total HP and MP. Because one thing I've learned about that game is, in the original Famicom version, mind you, is that the cap for HP and MP is not 9,999 respectively, and 999 magic points respectively, but 65,535. The game uses an unsigned integer variable for its HP and MP. Okay, we're gonna look around this floor for a bit so we can find some treasure. Here's a treasure chest. Do we have an encounter tile? No, we do not. And there's 2,000 G in this one. Okay. 9,000. So we're gonna try and get as much money as we can because we do need to load up our... We do want to load up our wizards with the best gear money can buy. Like on the NES, the enemies will not attack the back row characters on the front row are all dead, so put 3 in the back with bows, and have 1 up front equipped with 2 shields all game, especially eventually the 2 shields will raise the front row's evasion so high they can't be hit, and your team becomes unkillable. Yep, you can get it, I believe even evasion can be leveled up to 16 as well, if I'm not mistaken. Because there's also magic defense that can actually level up to 16. Since level 16 is the cap for your skills in that game. Which is pretty interesting, because apparently either Nasir or the Japanese just love the number 16. Because you can also have 16 slots for magic as well. Okay, we're gonna use this. We're dealing with Jaws here, and okay. Probably gonna use heal and fight, and then see if anything else. I can use Zeus. That's cool. And wizard. That didn't seem to work. Okay. Yep. Zeus works pretty good too. So this will be a key item to use for the underwater dungeon here. Here's another treasure chest. This one has 9,900 G to give me. So we have more. Maybe I'll bring out Lit 3 this time around. Keep it Zeus. So we got a water elemental and a Naga, and Naga shocks me. Okay. It's our first encounter with the monsters, so I'm gonna let that issue slide. Oh, and if I remember, actually, I believe that water elementals are susceptible to ice and lightning. I'm gonna have to give that a try when I'm facing a whole gang of these whirlpools. I'm gonna try level 1 ice spell. Yep, more susceptible to ice than lightning. And I'm getting some pretty good payouts too. There's a stairway. We'll deal with that. We'll deal with that a little bit later. Get these guys up here. And I'll use one more potion. So let's take a look. we still have a ways to go before the next level. Empty chamber. Let's move on. So we're just gonna go back down here. Sea snakes. There's another chamber over there that we did not check out. Let's go this way. Okay. This only works on the NES though. All other versions of it to let enemies hit the back row whenever they want. Yeah. Okay, here's another empty chamber. So nothing else new over here. There's another stairway. So one stairway leading up, another stairway leading down. $590 points. Okay, so there's nothing but in here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, so I finished exploring this floor, so I'm just gonna go rest up in town, then come right back in. Let's get this done. But at least we're making some decent gains now. So, everything's in full swing. So it shouldn't take us too long to reach our goal for today, compared to what happened yesterday, but that was pretty much the result of me taking a gamble and losing against Carrie, and also having to do, also getting wiped in the ice cave as well. We'll be getting to the ice cave a little bit later once I've boosted up my wizards a little bit more with some better equipment, namely find at least one more ribbon before I tackle the ice cave again. And, yep, let that money climb. Okay, let's take a look. 30,000. Okay, so now we're really raking in the cash. So this shouldn't... With it, we should be able to start loading ourselves up with the necessary equipment and spells to help us, finally help us win this game. Okay, talk to her. Okay, rested up, back down into the shrine we go. So as for Final Fantasy II for the Famicom, I have played like a couple different English translations of it. There's the Neo Demiforce translation, which is professional, but they like to throw in a few meme-worthy lines of themselves just to show, oh, we could be like Ted Woosley too, ha 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 ha. But I personally, some lines that tend to get Woosley-fied, I don't necessarily care for them as much as other people do, surprisingly enough. Like, at the beginning of the game when you meet with Garland and he's like, "I, Garland, will knock you all down." I concede that I just didn't really care all that much for that line, because when you consider the time that this game was released, this was also back during the time when there was Turtle Mania. Anyone who's watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles back then knows that this is the kind of insult you would expect Shredder to throw against the Ninja Turtles, and we were like, oh, so he's like Shredder. I mean, I never really looked at it any more deeper than that. But if people want to enjoy their little meme-worthy lines, then that's your freedom, guys. I mean, I'm not here to tell you what you can or cannot like. I just do things my way, you guys can do yours. Honestly, there isn't anything there for the Black Wizards. I mean, a Bored Major or 4 Thief team could use some of the gear there, since there isn't enough of the best gear for everyone, but everything about the Black Lynch you can use from there is not going to be as good as what you can buy from a guide. Okay, so we're pretty much nearly fully equipped for our Black Wizards then. Talking about the Ice Cube. Okay, well, honestly, if I need something to help pass the time and just something to pass the time in the game in terms of grinding to the next level, I guess I mean, I could go back to the Ice Cave just to see what other things I can do over there while fighting ice-based enemies. I mean, yeah, the only real item that you need in that cave is the float stone to help raise the airship. But aside from that, everything else is just purely all other treasure looting in that cave is purely cosmetic. But the thing is, I like looting chests. Okay, we got one... Okay, a chest with a measly 20G. And there's a dead end over here. And, let's just continue on with this. I'm gonna take a quick look at our man's stats right now. Okay, so not too long from the next level. Let's go up here for a bit. More snaky snakes to deal with. Alright, let's see what's in this one. Opal armor. Okay, so that's heavy-duty armor, which... Yeah, clear... Obviously you can't don it because it's for the warriors. Okay. Let's head on off and find some more treasury. More treasures to loot. Okay... Let's just see what this wizard staff specifically does. I believe this casts confusion on the enemies, if I'm not mistaken, because I don't really want to bring up the guide today to confirm. It does cast Confuse. Okay, thanks for letting me know about that. I had a feeling it was gonna... I had a feeling it might have something to do with Mage Staff can be found in this dungeon with just Fire 2 cast. Oh, that's cool. Alright, well, so let's go find that Mage Staff if it's in here. On this floor, that is. Let's go to level 3. Level 3. I want to give this a test run. That took out one shark easily enough. Took a chunk out of me on that one. A light axe. Okay, if I remember correctly, the light axe has a special ability. It is supposed to be able to cast harm or dia against undead. This dungeon also has the Power Glove, which is a free saber cast, but since sabers doesn't work on the OG NES, it's pretty useless. Heh, just like the Power Glove peripheral for the NES. See what I did there? Okay. Anyways, let's deal with the Sharky Shark here. Light Axe casts harm 2. Cool. So I'm gonna reserve that against the undead. Yep. Okay. So Wizard is it. So Wizard is the item equivalent of the Confusion spell. It bit itself to death. And I'm fighting an empty space even though all the enemies have cleared out. Bug alert. Okay, just need to readjust something here. Good. Alright, let's proceed. Did I already loot this chest? No, I have not. But now I got the famous Mage Staff. Hang on. 1945. So it brings up my damage by 2, but hit percentage goes down by 5. I think I'm gonna put it back to Silver Knight for the time being, because I need to have more of a successful hit against the enemy. But I will still keep it as an item since it has Fire 2 capability. So I'm gonna give it to RPG here because each and every one of my mages need to have a special weapon in their arsenal that can be cast as an item. So we're gonna go over here. I'm gonna play this. Okay, that one did not work at that time, but that's fine. Let's just knife and bash him with our. We can either just knife or stick him to death. We should be on the verge of leveling up. There's the stairway. 12,350 G. Okay, now let's take a quick look at what we have here. We do have a couple more slots to fill up with armor and stuff. Okay, so here's the top floor of the shrine where the mermaids are. You have responded to me. If we cannot regain the power of water, we will become bubbles, then disappear. So they need that water orb shining. 9,000 G. 1,760 G. And an opal... Oh, and an opal ring. Nice. Okay. Let's take a look to see who needs it most. So we do not have any... Okay, VTBR does not have a gold ring, so we can swap it out for the opal. So right now, 24 and 67, so we're going to put it in this. 24 and 67. Oh ho ho, look at that absorb rate go up significantly. 10, 20, 10, 24, 10. So it goes up by 19 points. 24, 10, 20, 19. Opal ring is the best piece of equipment most characters can use other than the warrior who gets all the good gear. Yeah. Alright. Okay, so we got ourselves another good piece of defense for our black wizards here. My friend Daryl went to the land and never returned. I've often wondered what happened. Maybe she grew legs and walked away. I wonder, because we just encountered Daryl in the town of Onrak where she's gushing about her legs. Unbelievable, you can breathe underwater? I'm impressed. Thanks to our good little key item here called Oxyale. The Oxyale furnishes fresh air. That's good. We're gonna go down this path a little in a moment. I just want to continue on this. Just going to continue looking through all the existing chambers here. So 2,750 pieces of gold. Nice. Please save the sea and make the orb shine again. Wait. Yeah, so I was in that one. And so we're being blocked off by other foreign water tiles here. I suppose you are the legendary what? The Light Warriors? Is that what you wanted to say? Anyways, let's go up here. Are we going to become bubbles? Not on our watch. Merbabe. In a treasure box you found 10G. 10,000 G. One chest gives you a lot of good money, the other gives you pathetically piss poor money. This is the shrine's top floor. The Fiend of Water Kraken lives on the bottom floor. Now we know where the Fiend lies. To unlock the Mirage Tower, the Lefinish used a musical tone. So, it goes to prove that the Mirage Tower is not a mirage. It is an actual tower. In a treasure box found pure. Okay, to compensate for some of the pure portion we lost. But we have to understand their little language. In the treasure box you found opal. Well, opal shields are heavy equipment, so we clearly won't be able to use it. As so. Oh well, moving on. As long as the Fiend of Water lives, we... Oh, well, they don't like the Fiend of Water, even though he's pretty much squatting in the basement of this shrine. Treasure box you found 5,000 G. Okay, so we... Hang on, just gonna pop a message on my laptop here that I need to dismiss. I was already... Yeah, this is the room with the big payout and the little payout. Okay, so here's another... There's another chamber over there which we cannot access normally because of the water tiles, but we can access this by another means. We have to... This room rotates, so we need to go this way to get to that chamber. Can't hold anymore. Can't hold anymore. In a treasure box you found slab. Okay, and with this we can learn the Lefinish language. Unknown symbols cover the slab. It's unknown to us, but perfectly known to the good doctor in Melmond. Okay, so we're gonna need to see what we're gonna get rid of here. I don't necessarily want to drop any equipment because I can hawk it off in stores and make some good money off it, which can go towards the purchase of more equipment or magic spells, and magic spells at level 7 and 8 are insanely expensive. 45,000 for a level 7, 60,000 for a level 8. So I'm going to come back here a little bit later once I've cleared my inventory space. But considering the fact that I can't hold anymore, that's clearly pieces of armor, not weapons, because I would have had enough inventory space for weapons. Let me see if I can also freeze these snakes. Okay, that works wonders. Let's get these guys healed up a bit, because we still have a bit of ways to go before we have to go back down. I'm kind of confused as to if I've actually... I think this is where I got the mage staff. Yeah, this is where I got the mage staff, okay. Because I don't want to get... I don't want to become scatterbrained here on this floor, if it can be helped. Okay, I can't use this, so back to this. Only one more use of this spell. And... okay. Still no level up? Okay. You know what? Let's just shock this shark here. Okay, we finally got our level up. Okay, but that's just one of four wizards up, so we still have a bit of ways to go. Okay, so this goes back down to the first floor, so we're just going to... Okay, so we have the chance to strike first, so we'll take a chance against the sea snakes. Freeze them up. Okay, so damage is pretty decent with ice against these sea snakes here. VTBR is now up. Alright, two more wizards to go, then we're fully at level 27. Let's see how this shark fares against ice. I do need to also stock up on some Ice 3 spells as well for my remaining 2 wizards here, because they sure as hell need it. And now CAPR is at level 27. Okay, so now we're gonna check with Retro. 641 more points until his next level up, so not too much now. So like either roughly 1 or 2 more battles, and then he'll be at the next level. Got lobsters to deal with. Alright, come on, let's put these guys on ice. That'll do. Now RTRO is now fully at level 27. Cool. Okay, so we're gonna leave this shrine now. Head back and rest up at... As a matter of fact, hang on a minute. 64... Let's just go to the potion shop to replenish our supply of potions for the time being. And then we'll save up and then go... And then just go hawk off some equipment. 18. 20. Oop. Didn't almost bought the cabin. I don't want that. 69. 70. 71. 72. 73. I don't like the fact that the heal option, that the heal potion is not the first option at this item shop, because that means I have to readjust the cursor. I mean, this game does not give you the memory option for your cursor, so that whenever you go to a store or you're actually starting a new battle, the cursor starts off at the last position where you left it. Thankfully, Final Fantasy VI gives you that option, and it was a welcome addition too. Okay, let's just bring our guys up a bit more. Okay, so now let's take a quick look. So we got 20 Pierce House 5s, 75 heals. Okay, so now we're gonna rest up at the inn here. Okay. Did a good savey save. Oh wait, he's supposed to say something different. Sword of my brother Une with a slab. Okay, so with the slab, I can now learn the Lefanish language. Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now is I want to hawk off some equipment, and then we're just gonna learn. Then we're just going to learn the Lefanish language as well. It's just easier to poison the wyverns than just directly engaging in physical combat with them. And I want to rack up as much experience as I possibly can now, because I'm looking at going to level 28 for today's stream. And, it could have been done a lot faster last stream, but again, being wiped at the volcano, wiped in the ice cave, that set me back so much to the point that the stream ended up going into full 4 hours. But at least I compensated for that loss by discovering a lot of new and wonderful things. Such as getting the airship, exploring the towns of Onrak and Gaia, exploring the underground caves of the Cardian Islands, saying hello to the people of Lefane. So it was pretty much one big sightseeing tour. I'm just actually going to use a level 1 fire spell this time around. I'd already softened this guy up enough. Because I also need to now look at my guys' magic spell arsenals. Magic spell arsenal. Filled up. Okay, so some heals. We're almost at 100,000 G. Cool. Well, this will benefit us greatly, but that money's going to go down significantly once I start loading my guys up with magic. Okay, let's get this centipede out of the way. back to the Bane. Oh my god. Well, now that it's spring, keep forgetting that it's springtime, and since it's springtime, lots of yard work's gonna have to be done in both my roommate's house, around both my roommate's house and my dad's house. And my dad has a ton of stuff around his yard that needs to be dealt with. Namely, leaves and weeds. Then I have to. Oh, it's gonna be fun. And I mean that in full sarcasm. Okay, so let's go back to Gaia and hawk off this equipment and load ourselves up with some black magic. I definitely need to get some more Ice 3 spells. VTuber needs it, and so does RPG. Okay. And I got an additional charge for level 8 spells, and an additional charge for level 7, so that's cool. Okay, so now we gotta get rid of some useless equipment here by going to the armory. I can't do opal, and I cannot do the opal armor or the shield, so those are now gone. Nope, 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 not that one. Almost sold off the gold ring. I don't want to do that. Oh, and I gotta get rid of the silver ring too. Okay. I think we're good. I'm not getting rid of the Zeus Gauntlet. I still need that. Heal Light Mage. Okay, I'm not gonna get rid of these weapons either, because they're important too. Okay, let me go back to this magic shop. Now, what was I gonna be taking a look here? Break. Okay, so I can petrify an enemy with this. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna give this to here. Okay, so let's take a quick look. So, Retro now has the break spell. Okay, so that's good. And with this being done, let's just rest up. So we can make it official. Okay, and... So now that I have the slab, or the Rosetta Stone, as the game is also likes to call this item, let's go to Melmond, and let's just go right now to Melmond and learn the language. Okay, how much money do I have left? 4,167. Okay, because, yeah, it's gonna be like 8,000 a piece for the warp spell, and I need that. A slab! This slab will lead us to solve the riddle of the Fanish. Now listen to me. Warriors revive the power of the orbs. Slab has been relinquished, and... So now we know the Lefinish language, so now we can go to the town of Lefane and chat with the locals. Well, well, you have become fine warriors. Yep. Took the proof of courage test, and passed it. So we go over here. Let me just take a quick look. Yeah, I need 8,000, so 32,000 to buy warp spells for all 4 of my black wizards here. Okay, so that's done for the time being. Let me see where I am. Let's draw the map. Okay, I'm all the way down there, so I definitely need to get back to the continent of Hawk. Okay, here we are. Got the Hawk's Beak, so now we're just gonna go meet with the Lefanish now. Tyro and a Wyvern. So it can only target one enemy for petrification. I'm not 100% certain if it's going to work, but let's just put these monsters on ice and see what happens. And I wanted to select Ice 3, but when I wanted to select Ice 3, but I selected Lit 3 instead. You know what? Whatever. Wyvern's easier to deal with than the Tyro. Alright, let's just try it. Let's go to Ice 2 this time around. Okay, we took down one Allosaurus. Okay, but I did get a pretty good XP payout from that, so I'm not gonna complain too much about it. Let's just cook it. I want to give this Mage Staff a try. Okay, making some good money again. Okay. But I would like to get 32,000 G so I can buy a full set of warp spells for all 4 of my black wizards here. Cooking up a few wolves. Okay, that takes care of them, so now we're gonna head into the town of Lefane. Also known as Hawkswing. We are the Lefanish. Only our bravest became Sky Warriors. Your airship was theirs. Okay, so the airship's the machination of the Sky Warriors. Oh, the Light Warriors, the legend is true! At the time of destruction, a legend was born. In 400 years, warriors with orbs will appear to save our people. Are you? Well, we got orbs, so I guess we are. 400 years ago, we had an advanced civilization. Our interest was the universe. Until 400 years ago, we controlled the power of the wind. This enabled us to suspend a castle in the air. Okay, so you have the wind power that keeps your great mechanical castle near. The floating castle floats high in the sky, seemingly among the stars. We have passed on the legends from generation to generation, but 400 years have caused our memories to fade. I wonder if the robots made by our ancestors are still moving. Yes, the civilization was so advanced that they've actually mastered robotics and technology. So the castle's high in the sky, but now to get to it. The floating castle. Our ancestors lived there. The Mirage Tower is the entrance. Aha! Now we have a clue on how to access the castle. our last 5 warriors left to find the cause of the world's decay. We know they live, but as bats. That's a clue for later. The power of wind was taken by Tiamat. We fought with Tiamat, but were unsuccessful. The fiend now inhabits our floating castle. Okay, the next big bad is in that castle. With this chime, you can enter the Mirage Tower. The Mirage Tower was the gateway to our home in the sky. We know that a great power controlled the 4 fiends. Our 5 bravest warriors left, never to return. Another sense of foreshadowing. So let's take a look at our chime here. Stamped on the bottom. Made in Lefane. Okay, so this chime will give us access into the Mirage Tower in the Yanakurum Desert, which, once again, proves that it's not really a mirage. We have 8,611 G, so we cannot make a stop at the magic shop for now to collect the nuke spell. Also known as Flare. It is the most powerful spell for the wizards to use in Final Fantasy, but we need the money for it. Okay, so anyways, and let's just give these giants a good choking. Alright, moving on a bit more. Okay, let's now burn some zombies and trolls. Getting back to our airship. 46 damage, 166 damage, 120 damage. Not bad with the mage staff. Cooking up a few corpses and a few trolls. Make some troll meat. Okay, so we're slowly getting everything pieced together. Is there anything out over here in Lake Lefane? No, but we are getting a few good river monsters to deal with. Took a chunk out of me on that one. There we go. Alright. That's one Ultra down. And another Gator's down. Okay, so nothing much to see in this lake, so we're gonna head on out. Okay, getting back in our airship. Now what? We already sold off all of our equipment, so there's the tower. So we're gonna browse a little bit around the tower before we have to just beat feet. Okay, so how much money do we have? 15,000. 4 times 8 is... So, okay, 32. We need 32,000 G in order for us to secure the entire warp. One full set of warp for all 4 of our wizards here. So, anyways, what I'm going to do in this particular instance is... I'm just going to park... I'm going to park the airship over here and take a stroll through the desert. Let's... 3. accidentally hit lit when I wanted ice. Oh well, them's the breaks. Let's see if a regular level 1 ice spell will do anything. It does mediocre damage, but it still was enough to at least take it down. Let me see what happens. I'm gonna see if I can try and get this Allosaurus to fall into a crevice. I don't expect anything to happen with the Wyvern, but I'm not too worried about the Wyvern. Nope, still did not work. Just seems odd for an Allosaurus to not be affected by an earthquake because it's a firm land user. And then nope. Okay, that was a bit of a wash, so we're gonna have to switch gears. Okay, that's a pretty big chunk of damage. Well, at least I got some good XP out of it. I gambled, and yeah. See, I gambled. Played fuck around and find out what I should have. Restored my wizards, and this happened. Oh, God. Okay. We gotta go restore our wizard. Gotta get him resurrected, because we can't have everyone... I don't want to have to be forced to end the game just with one measly wizard down. How much money? 15,888. Okay. I guess that's the price you pay when you play as 4 black mages who then become 4 black wizards. Okay, let's... Wait, I think it's... What? You can speak Lithanish? Yeah, I knew he was gonna change his dialogue, since we've learned how to speak the language. Okay, so now this time we gotta be a little bit more prepped for that desert. Okay. See if this will work. Okay. Broken into pieces. You can actually land the ship on a piece of grass a lot closer to Mirage Tower, which is helpful, since the desert does have a lot of strong encounters that can wipe a team if they get an ambush. Oh, okay. Okay, so I finally made it to the tower. Okay, so now we're inside the Mirage Tower here. There's a big chamber. We got ourselves a robotic guard. Okay, I'm gonna find that little patch of grass. Okay, so these robotic guards can paralyze. Okay, we're getting some decent XP payouts as well. Alright, so... absolute most is 17,363 points. So there's some chests. 880G. We got some undead, some vampires. So it's not just a boss in the Earth Cave anymore. I'll use the light axe because they're undead enemies. Damage, 84 damage, terminates one vampire. 100.6,000 G. Good. Oh, already picked up them. Heal helm. Okay, that's cool. Since I cannot equip this, but... no, I could probably leave it with CAPR in this case. Oh, wait, hang on. Okay, CAPR does not have the heal staff. Alright. 3,400 G. 18,010 G, nice. And a Vorpal. Okay. That cannot be used. Okay, let's take a look here. I'm gonna have to demonstrate that in battle to see what it does, if at all. Okay, Nightmare and Badman. Okay, maybe I'm gonna first... I'm gonna just focus on the ice spells for this one, yeah, so I'm just gonna use this. Okay. Okay, well at least I got a good payout of XP from that. 2,750 pieces of gold. And Aegis shield. Alright. How about in here? And a cabin. Alright. Well, I guess I could... Cabin will have to suffice if I cannot... If I run out of houses. Okay, this time I want to see what the Vorpal does. I think these badmen are referred to as Black Knights in the original Japanese version, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, I cannot read the computer here. Are you the master? Can't say I am. Unless you're talking about the master of... Alright, let's try this again. Let's try Bane this time around. Stopped. Oh, that's wonderful. That's just fucking wonderful. Okay, at least I have soft potions for this. I have soft potions for this little emergency here. But at least the Medusas are susceptible to poison smoke. Turn a stone saw, which one? Okay. Okay, so that pretty much completes that, so let's head on out. Nothing happens. Okay, so it's worthless. I'm just gonna have to hawk it off. Worthless in combat, that is. I'm just gonna have to hawk it off. We're gonna continue on like this. I wonder if the Aegis can do something like this. Nothing happens. Okay, so the Aegis shield is worthless as well. At least I used the Mage Staff to finish off that dino. Okay, let's at least take another look. Yeah, I didn't think you could equip that, and neither can you equip this, so Aegis will have to be hawked off. Yeah. So we have some equipment we're gonna be hawking off now. So, so Shane, you're probably referring to this little green patch right here? Yeah, I can see what you mean. So I'll pretty much be parking the airship in there from now on. Gonna use break again. Okay, that didn't work that time. Okay, so now we've gotten our... So now we've explored a little bit of the Mirage Tower. Let's just go hawk off some equipment that we've recovered from the first floor of the Mirage Tower. And how much money do we have? 62,000. You know what? I'm gonna load up another break spell in the time being. Okay, break and break. Okay, so we're gonna go hawk off the rest of this equipment. Nice. Okay, and let's see what else we can do. So the Heal Helm and the Zeus Gauntlet can stay. Yeah, the Vorpal now needs to be hawked off. Okay, so that part's now done. Okay, so we're resting up. Now I want to go back to Melman to load up on warp spells. Okay. We finally filled up our level 5 spell slot. So now we need to work on filling up level 7 and level 8. Let's just save to make this official. Is there something along this northern strip that I gotta be checking out? Nothing like but a bunch of verns, but okay. Okay, 4 failed uses of Bane. Okay, well, that'll happen. It is only a 50-50 chance after all. Fry up some river monsters. Okay, so we've taken care of them. Anything over here? Anything special? Or is this just simply there for the... Or is this just simply a scenic area? We've got some catmen. We're gonna try making them choke on Bane. Okay, that's all I'm going to be able to get from these catmen here. Let's take this here. Okay, so nothing special in this northernmost shoreline. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to park the airship right here and head back to Onric. Yes, please kick my ass, I beg you. Just have to endure this a little while longer until I get myself back to Onrock. Okay, let's take a quick look at our... So we're gonna need to load up on a few heals and pures. Or just rather one pure in this instance. And I'll probably buy a couple more houses while I'm at it. Okay, so there we go. So now let's rest up at the inn and head back down to the underwater shrine. Because there's still some more equipment I gotta pick up down there. Okay, well I gave him the slap, so now learn the language. Okay, so now let's take a look to see. 7,249 more points. So not too much until the next level. Alright, so I'm going to collect the last couple pieces of equipment that I was forced to leave behind last time on account of the fact that all my armor inventory slots have been filled up. So let's just take care of these guys. Yep. Water elementals are susceptible to ice. Okay, heading back to the top floor. We've got ghosts. Okay, so first I'm gonna use this light axe. Underwater undead. Okay, scratch 2 ghosts. Okay, we got more ghosts. Alright, let's just get these guys up here. Wipe them out. That's a big hit from one ghost. Well, at least we got a good payout from that. Okay, so now we're just going to collect the 2 pieces of treasure that we were forced to leave behind. Opal helm and an opal gauntlet. Okay, we cannot equip any of that, so that is officially going to be hawked off for cash, which will go towards more spell purchases. We should be on the verge of leveling up now. Okay, not yet. Okay, heading back to the first floor now. finally level up to 28. Alright. Let's just keep the good times rolling here. No new level up. So we've made it back to the barrel sub, but I don't want to leave the shrine until all of my guys are at level 28. Okay. So we got more sharks this time around. VTBR's now up. Okay, 2 more to go. You know what, I've got no problem bringing out the big guns if it means I can actually... If it means I can get my guys leveled up to 28. RTRO's now up. And CAPR's now up. Okay, so now all four of my wizards are at level 28. So now we're just gonna rest up and call session. As a matter of fact, let me take a quick look. You know what? I can stock up on potions next session. Right now, I just want to call it. We're already approaching the 3-hour mark of this stream. Okay, so everyone's fully rested up. Okay, so we're gonna call it for today. So we have our guys up to level 28. So we managed. So in order to get to the next level, maximum of 29,602 points, with the minimum being 27,615. We acquired a lot of nice stuff, which can be used as special items, as in terms as well for certain, both weapons and armor. We're stopping with today's purse at 37,311 G. We picked up Oxio, a Windchime, a Cube. So 3 new key items. Oh, and we also picked up the Slab, which makes it 4 key items, which allows us to learn the Libanish language. We have an additional charge for level 8 spells. That is now cool. So now we have 3 full uses of level 8. But it's going to be a while before we're going to be picking up some more level 8 spells. So, alright. So, let's just close it off. And get ourselves back to the regular bubble screen. Okay, everyone. Well, thanks very much for being part of today's RPG CAPR stream. So, be sure to join me next week as we also resume Crystallis for the Nintendo Entertainment System. And now let's just see about who's ready for a good raid. Just give me one quick moment. Okay, so Zolfar is on, so we're going to raid Zolfar right now, since he, again, pretty good friend of mine and who helped this channel reach affiliate status. So we're going to raid Zolfar. Okay, guys? take care, and say hi to Zova for me. See you all next stream.